Whether this is your very first board game,
or your very first episode here,
we have got the board game selections to help prevent you
from being lost in the shuffle.
Hey there! I'm Chaz.
I'm Paula.
And whether you are a returning viewer or you're joining us for the very first time to find out more about board games, you are in the right spot.
We got you covered, boo.
Because this episode, what we are going to do is we are going to compile our list of our top 10 recommended board games for people who are brand new to the board game hobby.
Yes, games to get you started.
Each of us have come up with 7 on our own. And we're going to compare our 7 selections, mix and match them to create our definitive list down the middle of our top 10 games that we say anyone who's new to the hobby should try checking these out.
Yep.
See?
Did you have a way you approached this list?
I was torn between 2 things.
Yeah.
One is, do I try to find different genres of games and pick a representative game from each of those categories? Sure. Or do I just say, oh, hey, if you're brand new to the hobby, these are the games that I have used to introduce people and had the most success with. And I kind of have a blend of the two.
Okay.
What about you?
Honestly, I thought a lot about the kinds of games my sister and her family have in their collection. What games did they get starting out that they have continued to play in that I think have opened up doors for them? And I thought about that combined with games that started me off in the hobby, and that's kind of how I approached it.
Okay. Well, how about we get started by breezing through our list of 7 selections, get them up on the board, and then, after they're up here, we'll discuss, debate even, to compile our composite list of 10.
Okay. Well, the first one I will mention is a game by Matt Leacock, cooperative game, one of the very first games I ever got in my collection, Forbidden Island.
Well, this is going to be easy because actually my list also starts with Forbidden Island. One of my absolute favorite games to use to introduce new players.
It's great. We'll talk more about it later.
Yeah.
Sold over 1 million copies.
Fairly recently,
and is a wonderful game, not only for new players, but also I love playing this game now as someone who is very deep into the hobby. Ticket to Ride.
Okay.
I think it's hard to recommend some intro games to people without Ticket to Ride on the list.
Okay. One of the best trivia games that I can recommend that also supports a very large player count is Wits and Wagers.
Ooh. All right, this is a game that I know a lot of people who are very casual in the hobby have this game. So I think you got to go with Azul. Okay. There's a real almost mass market appeal about Azul while also still appealing to hobby gamers.
Okay. A game that you can teach to a large group of people, family, friends, get together. You can teach it in minutes, but stay entertained for hours is Codenames. We'll get back to that one, I'm sure.
This is one of my all-time absolute favorite games, and I think it does a great job of introducing the idea of like auctions and bidding as a mechanic, and that is Modern Art.
Okay. A game that I would consider to be like a modern classic that introduced the concept that's called deck building is a game called Dominion. The concepts that it introduced have been incorporated to countless other games at this point, but this is kind of the really streamlined, definitive version of that concept.
Okay, well, I'm going to challenge you on Dominion because one of the games it influenced is on my list, and there are 2 versions of it, so pick your poison when it comes to theme. But there's Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, or if you would prefer an Avatar The Last Airbender theme, Avatar The Last Airbender Aang's Destiny, which introduces deck building and takes you through chapter by chapter, increasing the complexity of the rule set as you go, as you play through the story of these 2 different IPs. It's a fabulous game.
Next is actually, I introduced my bias with one of my own personal favorites, but there's this dice game, Las Vegas. It's very simple. You're simply rolling dice, and then based on the numbers you roll, you put them on little casinos to earn money. But you can start off with a strategy, but by the end of every round, you're always beholden to Lady Luck, just a little bit. So Las Vegas definitely goes on my list for new players.
If you're someone who is interested in finding a narrative-driven game, I submit for our list Chronicles of Crime. It is all about the story you're experiencing, plus there's almost no teach required for this game. Basically, you're using your cell phone and QR codes on the cards, and you scan them, and the app on your phone and scanning the cards will tell you how to play. It is so easy to dive into, and I find the story very immersive.
It's a very different animal. Okay. Speaking of different animals, there's a game, Raccoon Tycoon, which does an excellent job of combining auctions and set collection and a little bit of economy management. Fantastic game. I'm sure we'll come back to this one too, because I can never get enough of talking about Raccoon Tycoon.
All right, my last one is Cities. Cities you can teach in about 5 minutes. You can play it in 25 to 30. It's very approachable. It's one of those games where new gamers, it's not a ton to have to take in. You get it pretty quickly, but there is enough strategy there that people who are more experienced with games are still going to enjoy playing it. So I think it really deserves to be on the list.
Well, that's interesting because I'm ending my picks with the newest game on my list, Moon Colony Bloodbath. And don't let the name scare you.
Sounds so welcoming.
Well, the first half is you're building up your colonies, increasing the number of colonists in them. Well, then at some point the game pivots where these robots start to come in and start to remove your colonists, shall we say. And as soon as someone runs out of colonists, the game ends, and whoever has the most left is the winner.
Interesting.
We'll get more into this one because I have more to say about that one. But there we go. There is our list of our top 7 recommendations we each have. And look, right off the bat, Forbidden Island.
I mean, that has to go in the middle because we agreed on it, right?
Exactly,
That's definitely on the list, Forbidden Island. One thing that's great about Forbidden Island, and I think it's the only game on this list, technically Chronicles of Crime is also cooperative. I think it's the only game that's cooperative. So you've come to the island as a group of archaeologists, and you're trying to get artifacts and then get them back to a helicopter and fly off the island. But the island is actively sinking.
Represented by removing tiles
So you're
off the board.
flipping tiles over as they flood and removing them, and it's going to make it harder for you and your little pawns to move around the island to get the artifacts. And you're working together to use your special powers to get all the cards you need to be able to then turn them in to get the artifacts to then get on the helicopter and fly off. It's stressful, but you're working together, so it's a communal kind of stress.
There's a lot of coordination of, okay, I have this card, you have that card, so if you do this and I do that, we can do this, go over here, grab that, as long as that tile right there doesn't sink in the meantime. Okay, we have a plan, let's do it. So fantastic game, top pick. Okay,
it's great.
Well, now we enter kind of the discussion debate phase. So we'll take a quick break and then we'll be right back and we'll finish filling out our list. I'm excited to say that this entire week of Lost in the Shuffle episodes is made possible, in part, by Shallow Sea from Bad Comet. Dive into the vibrant world of Shallow Sea, a puzzle board game that's inspired by the breathtaking beauty of the Great Barrier Reef. In Shallow Sea, you'll create your very own vivid ocean landscapes by strategically arranging an array of marine life, colorful fish, and corals. What makes Shallow Sea truly unique, though, is its fresh take on a multi-layered puzzle system. There's not just one layer of puzzles, there are multiple of them. See, unlike typical puzzle games where pieces merely stack up, the elements in Shallow Sea can activate, deactivate, and even move, creating exciting combos and thought-provoking dilemmas that will keep you on your toes, or fins, as the case may be here. Choose tiles showing fish, coral, or sea life, and then place them on an empty space of your board. When fish surround a coral of the same color, it completes the coral and it flips over, which becomes a home to one of your fish. And that is just the beginning. To find out more, follow the link in this video's description, then dive into Shallow Sea today, which is available right now on Bad Comet's website and at local friendly game stores. Okay, Paula, so we have to come up with 9 more games to recommend.
Do you really think Ticket to Ride doesn't belong on this list?
Ticket to Ride was on my list, but I removed it just because I thought so many people have heard of Ticket to Ride. Do I really need to even recommend it anymore?
I think you do. Because I didn't play Ticket to Ride for a long time. Because I was like, oh, whatever. That's like a mass market beginner game. I was being a real snob about it.
Isn't it funny that Ticket to Ride has got to the point where you can look at it and say, oh, mass market big box games?
Yeah, but I was wrong. Ticket to Ride is a brilliant game. It is stressful in all the best ways. And this is a way you'll hear me describe games a lot. The games that I enjoy give me a fun feeling of like, because you're drawing cards and you're like trying to lay them down. But what if someone else gets their train down? I just think it's a brilliant game, but you think it doesn't even need to be recommended, that enough people know about it.
This isn't necessarily about familiarity. This is more about appropriateness. So leave it there for now.
I think it belongs on this list. I think it is a top 10 introductory game.
Okay. I'm looking at your list. I see Azul come up all the time.
I will be on like Facebook and someone I know from like high school will like post on Facebook, hey, we're looking to get a new board game for the family. And rando people will be like, you should get Azul. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, there is an appeal to this that extends beyond people who are deep into this hobby. It's a great game, and there's a lot of different versions of it, but I don't think we can deny that it has a real broad appeal, and people are able to understand it, pick it up, and appreciate it. And it has that same kind of thing. It's got a real nice physicality to it because it's got these almost like bakelite tiles that look like little starbursts. But they're like clickety-clackety, they have weight, they feel good, it looks pretty. There's a little bit of a math puzzle going on, so you feel like you're like solving a little puzzle.
I think Azul has the potential to break through and become that mainstream type of game that we now see Ticket to Ride as being.
Yeah, I think so too. I really do. Okay, then I will take one from your list that I think should move over. I think Codename should move over. It is a great large group game.
Mm-hmm. And you can play it with, between 4 to 14 people, easy. Yeah, so it accommodates a wide range of player accounts. And it's as simple as looking at a grid of words and trying to come up with one other word that ties several of them together. It doesn't require grand strategic thinking or planning. All you have to do is think about words.
Yeah, I'm very happy with this list right now. I think this is a really solid 4 intro level games.
Okay. I'm gonna pose one more kind of default easy one.
Okay.
What about Wits and Wagers? This is a trivia game where you actually don't need to know anything about trivia because all the answers to all the clues are numbers. And then you don't even need to know the number because everyone reveals what their guess is. They put it out in numerical order from lowest to highest. And then everyone gets to bid on which answer they think is correct, even bidding on someone else's answer. So it's really just kind of a group crowdsourced set of answers, and then you can wager on which one you think is closest.
I think it has been a doorway into the gaming hobby for a lot of people, and for that, I think it probably does belong on the list as a top 10 introductory board game.
I play Wits and Wagers like every 17 minutes. Every family gathering we go to, every large group, someone always has a copy of Wits and Wagers, and it's always upvoted of, oh yeah, I'll play that.
Well, it's one of those, like, if you have something like an analog for it as a shorthand for people to know what it is, you can be like, well, it's like Trivial Pursuit. Everyone knows what Trivial Pursuit is, but it's better because of this, this, and this. And then that's how you're like, so they know, people are like, oh, okay, familiarity. Oh, but the things I don't like about that, you say are fixed in this? Okay, I'll try it. And I think that makes it, that's what makes it a winner.
Okay, Paula, now we've moved from discussion mode to debate mode.
Should we start with our deck builder head to head? So Dominion versus Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle / the Avatar The Last Airbender deck building game. It's the same system, it's just themed for 2 different stories.
Okay, here's the conundrum I find myself in.
Okay. I have strong feelings, so get ready.
Dominion takes this deck building concept.
It's the earliest version of it.
It is the core distilled deck building concept. So there's a metric ton of cards you can add into the mix to keep it evolving. And also, it's pretty easy to teach. And you're just trying to improve your deck and then purchase point cards.
Here's my pushback on it.
Okay, push away.
I own Dominion. It's the first deck building game I got. I love Dominion. I think it's great. But as an introductory game, is it kind of boring? The art is the blandest fantasy, generic, medieval art in the world. And like, what are you actually doing in the game? There's not really a theme. You are literally just optimizing the process of building a deck.
You're just building your engine to increase your engine's efficiency.
And then at some point, you stop buying cards because you need to use those cards to get points. Is someone going to play that and really go, ooh, I should play more games? Or are they going to be like, well, that was kind of interesting but dry? When instead, we could take the exact same thing, add in a little bit of interestingness where you're using your cards in the deck you're building to meet round by round challenges.
Okay.
So when you're playing out cards, it's not just about getting money to buy more cards.
To achieve an objective that changes from game to game.
Yes, and from round to round, because as soon as you get rid of that, now the next one comes out.
Yes.
And it introduces you to it slowly because there are chapters in the game. Now they say, hey, if you're already experienced with deck builders, start at chapter 3.
Oh.
But otherwise, start at chapter 1. This is just going to show you basically the basic mechanisms of how deck building works. So it's adding in the concepts as you go, really teaching you how to play deck building in a story that is engaging, that makes you feel like you have a reason for playing.
You mentioned that as you're going from chapter to chapter, it'll introduce new rules and it evolves in that way. That, to me, is I think why I would agree with you if we had to put Dominion and that head to head today at this moment in time.
This, which is also cooperative, this is a better introductory game to deck building.
Move it over.
Yay!
Now it gets tricky.
We got slots for 4 more.
Okay.
But we both have 3 games on our list.
Okay. Well, let me start with what I think my lowest hanging fruit is at this point.
Okay.
And that is Las Vegas. Here's the premise of it.
Okay.
You will have 6 different casinos on the board, numbered 1 through 6. And everybody has a handful of like 8 6-sided dice. And on your turn, roll all your dice that you have left, and then you choose one of the numbers that you rolled. And you put them on the casino that matches the number. Next person's turn. They roll their dice, do the same thing, go around and around until everybody rolls their dice. At the very end, whoever has the most dice on the casino wins some money that has been put there at the beginning of each round. The trick is, though, any players that are tied for the same number of dice have their dice removed first. So if you and I both have 3 6s on this, well, each of our 3 6s come off.
And so Matthew's 1 6 wins now.
Because he's remaining there and he gets the prize money. And you can strategize at first, but by the end of the round, whatever dice you have left,
that's it.
That's what you're going to roll.
That's what you got. So you're saying this is low-hanging fruit in that you think it definitely belongs on the list.
Not only does it belong on the list, it is a permanent resident of my game bag.
Okay, I think that's a pretty glowing endorsement, and it sounds like not overly complicated, like introductory level, like ability to just like grok what's going on.
Yeah. Everybody knows the concept of rolling dice and having the most.
Yeah, I'll allow that on the list. I think that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Your turn then to abdicate for one.
Oh gosh, I'm really torn. I do think Chronicles of Crime is a great introductory game.
It's certainly different than the others.
It shows you how a narrative in a game can work.
Ooh,
and that's something that board games do actually really well and that not everyone realizes. I think it integrates technology with the phone app in a board game really well. And the main key thing that I think makes it great for newer board gamers is that kind of the game itself sort of teaches you how to play through the app. You really don't need to sit down and read a big long rule book. You just start playing. And I think that is so appealing. And then you use your like deduction skills and try and solve a mystery. And that's what I think makes it such a great introduction to the hobby, because that's going to open doors for all kinds of other games.
And if I was to select one game off this list that I wanted to introduce to people so that their reaction was, hey, that's neat, it would probably be that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, I will allow it myself.
Wonderful. It is added.
Okay, that brings us down to 2 slots with 4 candidates left. Now, I'm going to take one of your 2 remaining ones that I'm going to be the advocate for.
Okay.
Of your 2 that you have left, I would lobby for modern art.
Really, I was thinking that modern art was the one that could probably go.
Well, here's why. Modern art is all about auctions. And there are several different types of auctions that you'll be performing throughout the course of the game to collect resources and points. But at its heart, that's what you're doing, is you're just holding a different series of multiple types of auctions.
Yeah. I'm really torn because modern art is like my favorite game of all time. I think it's really interactive. We laugh a lot. The art in the game gives you a lot. It's a big conversation point. And I think that feeling could be a great introduction to people to the hobby. But is Cities actually a better introduction? It's just a different style of game. Cities is more of like a light Euro game. And it is so easy to teach and quick to play, and you understand it very quickly. Like on my turn, I'm gonna place one of my figures and it's going to go in one of 4 spots. I actually think it's a really great introduction to like worker placement. I have more fun playing modern art, but Cities is a great game. I think Cities might be the better introductory game to the hobby than modern art is, even though I love it.
Well, I think I agree with you now. I've done an about face, and I think I'm on the same page.
I think I put that on the list, and I think I relinquish modern art to just being in my heart. So you have to pick one now to finish off the list.
Well, Raccoon Tycoon, I absolutely adore. It has this deck of railroad cards that you want to collect sets of for points. Then it has these locations that you want to cash in resources to collect for points. And then it has a very simple stock market that you will manipulate and use to cash in for resources and points and stuff like that. And the 3 tie together and work together just beautifully.
And the art is really inviting.
The art's adorable on it.
And I think that's an important part of getting people to enjoy the hobby, is letting them see that like it does look nice.
Yes. Okay. So there I have given my elevator pitch description of Raccoon Tycoon.
Okay.
Now let me give my elevator pitch description of Moon Colony Bloodbath.
One game is very twee, and the other one is a massacre.
Moon Colony Bloodbath is a deck builder with a twist. Instead of everybody having their own deck that they are constructing, Moon Colony Bloodbath has one deck that starts out with a set number of cards. And then as players take actions, other various cards will be put into the central deck and shuffled in. So everybody is manipulating this central deck. Some of the actions you take will be putting good stuff in that deck. Some of the actions that people take will be putting bad stuff in that deck. And the deck starts out very benign. You know, a card flips and it says, everybody gain 2 colonists. But then new cards start coming in of robot attack. Everybody loses 7 colonists. So the game introduces that concept of deck building and resource management and building a tableau. But it does it in such a way you can sit down and explain the game in like 10 minutes and start playing. And so for that reason, I actually lean right now, today, at this moment in time, I'm leaning towards Moon Colony Bloodbath.
So maybe we mix it up with some Moon Colony Bloodbath as our final number 10 pick for introductory games.
Okay, don't get me wrong. That would definitely leave Raccoon Tycoon at like 10.5 for me, at least.
Yeah.
I think we did.
We have our top 10 list of best introductory games. Games to get you feeling like you're part of the hobby. Forbidden Island.
Ticket to Ride.
Azul.
Codenames.
Wits and Wagers.
Harry Potter, Hogwarts Bottle, and or Avatar The Last Bender, Aang's Destiny.
Las Vegas.
Chronicles O' Crime.
Cities.
And Moon Colony Bloodbath.
You made it sound like there are cows in the game. Moon Colony. If you think there are games that we should recommend as part of this list, let us know in the comments below. Especially if you're newer to the board game hobby, what game introduced you to it? I really want to know that.
If we get enough feedback, that would be worth making a follow-up episode.
We could do a follow-up episode where we say the games other people said introduced them to the hobby.
That would be awesome.
That's cool.
Okay. And if you need help organizing your next game night to play these or other games, check out the website that I put together, GameNightPicks.com, which lets you compile lists of games to play and then vote with your friends on which ones you want to play by moving them up to the top of the list. Thanks for watching, and talk to you again soon.
Bye.